Does the righteous man just stumble so? In other words, what we are saying is, does the man who desire to be righteous, seek to be righteous, and have grown to be somewhat righteous, him not reach the full place, as some would say, as being righteous, does he just stumble out of the blue like that? Him just stumble, meaning him just stumble and start lie. He just stumble and start stealing. He just stumble. He just like walking on the street and he just stumble and just start lie. Or he just walking on the street and he just stumble and just start stealing. Or he's just walking regular on the street and him just stumble and just fornicate. Or he just walk on the street and him just stumble and just commit adultery. Does the righteous man just stumble so? Him just stumble, just out of the blue, him just stumble and just fall? As I've been growing over the years and start understand how these things work, you realize when people read a thing out of context, and as one wise prophet say, can you just take something out of context and just make a pretext? People do it, but me I try not to do it. Many preachers, teachers, evangelists, politicians, them take things out of context, and you see that's our world today. People take things out of context for their own advantage. But the question we want to answer, as me did do just another video, and me realize free will is not really free will as the mother church would want for preach for centuries. And then we, our offspring to some degree, get caught up in our free will and think the free will thing just comes so. There's consequence with free will. And even if the righteous man don't just stumble so, there is still consequence coming on ignorance. It's just, I mean, as they have said and coined the phrase, and I guess I listen to them there. I just studied, as we say in Jamaica, I just saw the thing set. So you can be ignorant and stumble, but not just so you stumble. Meaning, you just stumble just like out of the blue. For context, and I started to understand this thing. For context, adultery really mean slavery. When people were stolen from their nation, are stolen from their husband, are stolen from their wife, are stolen from their children, or vice versa, or their children were stolen from them. Really, in the context of the Bible, adultery really mean slavery, as it was recorded in history, meaning taking away persons from their homeland or taking them away from their husband or their wife. We today now have just broken down the idea of adultery. Now it's kind of convoluted, but we have now broken down the idea of adultery, and as it comes down to us as the individual level, someone indeed can steal another man's wife and lure her away, versus the same thing. A man can steal another man's wife, or a wife can a girl can steal another man as another person's wife. You understand what I'm saying, even though I'm trying to say it fast. But it come down to the individual context, where you can steal somebody else's fiance, wife, husband, child. That is adultery. Adultery is stealing somebody else from another person. But we are caught up in this convoluted, contextual, pretextual ideas, and so we are moving by every wind of doctrine. But the question we want for answer today, as we would call it, the Sabbath day, the Sabbath of the Lord, or Saturday, I understand the thing now. I not get offended. I try to go to the next level where I not be offended by certain words or certain things. But God help me. And as we make the video and I look upon this, does a righteous man just fall so out of the blue? Him just fall down so just like that. There is no indication, no sign. There's nothing. Him just fall down so. No. Even though there was a popular song that came into our culture, as they would say, which is really our culture anyway. It could be bad and good, but our really culture, because some of it is just inescapable. It's dead. It's around us. It surrounds us like Sodom and Gomorrah. It just surrounds us. It's everywhere. And we have to just choose to do the good and resist the evil and wrestle against evil our lifetime. But just, can a just man just fall? Just fall so? For a just man falleth 7 times and rise up again, but the wicked shall fall into mischief. All right. So if you take this verse out of its contextual placing and don't understand it, you will make it a pretext, which the famous song, We All Fall Down and Got Up Back Again. And the message was, a righteous man just fall down so. And obviously it was taken from this verse. And so I went to read and I said, but may I understand through my experience and other people's experience, say, a righteous man not just fall down. So of course, say a just man through the spirit, meaning other people might not call him just, but he's just through the spirit of God, meaning God affix him in him thoughts and in mind, and somewhat it a manifest in him body. So this just man is righteous, if you never know. So now you know. And so when me hear the song, I said, man, where them get this? I'm a reader. I'm a say, wait, a righteous man not just fall so. And a matter of fact, even the New Testament assert differently, because the inconspicuous disciple them say, if you build upon them thing, you will never fail or you will never fall. So if you walk in the spirit, you will never fail. So they are coming directly contrary to our popular culture that we have right now. It's like within a Sodom and Gomorrah. Anyways, so when you read this text, this verse by itself, it seems like the just man just falls so. Him walk on the street and him just fornicate. In reality, fornication is any sexual activity that is outside the realm of marriage. So the verse that precede that verse was and said this: lay not wait, how wicked, evil, sorcery man, against the dwelling of the righteous. Spoil not his resting place. So now we can see that the righteous man didn't just fall, or the just man, which is the same thing, righteous, just. Him didn't just fall so, even of his own accord. Because within him spirit, he was working to become righteous. He was already at a righteous state. He didn't just fall because he chose to fall according to this context of what is written, the wise people them right. It is saying it is the wicked man who lay up against the dwelling of the righteous. And the sound went out, do not spoil his resting place. That means wherever him a lay him head, let's use this part as literal now. Wherever him a lay him head, wherever him desire to sleep with him family, even at his job, because that's even him resting place. Because even though him job and him at work, I understand that the resting place in a deeper level, meaning you're working and you're doing a job. Do not harass the righteous man. Him just want to work, provide for him family, take care of his home, walk and be, and just be free in the freedom that God has exposed to him. That's all he want to do. He want to work. So the resting place in this context don't just mean in him bed, which is more important to him in him bed, in him household. Leave him alone, God would have said. Spirit of truth would have said, the spirit of righteousness would have said, leave the man alone. So he didn't fall. The just man didn't just fall because him just go out the street and him just buck him toe, as we would say in our language and our in the lower parts of the earth. We wouldn't just say him just go out there and just buck him toe a man set up trap for him from buck him toe, for him lose him righteousness, for him lose him standing, for him to lose his crown. So we are, again, as I said in the other video, we are spiritual lion of the tribe of Judah. We are spiritual king. Some people don't understand it. But we understand that we are spiritual kings and queens and princesses. But in our manifestation of our bodily lives, we don't possess it as carnal people would attack. So we possess kingdomship, our palace and stuff like that. Even according to the New Testament, it says John the Baptist was in high places, but even though he was out in the wilderness, he's in high places. Believe that. Them things are easy. Anyways, so we see by context so that the righteous man, the just man, didn't just go upon the street. Even the children, them and the child and the young people, them not just go upon the street and buck them toe and fall in a problems, which sin is problems and falls. Them not do that. Other people set up traps for them fall into the traps and become like them. This is what it means. It don't mean say a righteous man or a righteous woman. Them just fall and them just fall in the traps and them fall in a sin. It's other people that set up obstacles for you through the Spirit have to navigate so that you can remain righteous and your offspring can grow with the righteous mind and declaring, say, God live. No matter when no man wants to say, God live. God live. God not live with the dead. God live with the living. God live. So contextually, when it said, lay not wait, O wicked man, it was speaking to the wicked for leave the righteous alone, which we know, say Cain killed Abel. And a matter of fact, according to the text, even to the Old Testament, at the beginning of the text, Adam and Eve were living in bliss when the devil came to attack their dwelling. A righteous or a just man not just fall so no matter even what the culture want to declare. Say you fall 7 times. There is always a sign, there is always an indication if you are walking at the Spirit with understanding. You will see it come. You will see it to some degree. And a matter of fact, God is so gracious and kind as me have understand it. If you don't understand, He will send somebody else for come and tell you, say, look out for this, look out for this. That's the grace of God. That's the goodness of God. That's the goodness of salvation. God working at the Spirit. Some man here, some man down here. I just thought the things set as we would have said in the lower parts of the earth. Hear what I'm saying at the beginning and the context of lay not to the wicked man. God attack to the wicked man in a high places, in a them ivory tower. He might talk to them and I say, don't spoil the resting man place. Please. I mean I add please to it. Gotta beseech them. Don't spoil because the thing now go end well with the whole owner. If you stir up the righteous man place, don't do it. But they still do it. Cain still kill Abel. People still are try to deceive people. People still are try to trick people and do people and try to take people out of them job and not make them eat and function freely as much as them can in the habitation where God give us. Here went the beginning contextually where the wise man said, be not, he must say it now to the wise man, the just man. To me, here him I say to us, which me did long time me do it, a long time me I do that thing, without even understand it. A long time me I do it. Maybe me did born with it, me have it, me come get it from my father. A long time me I do this without understanding it. I know me I understand and I realize that I do this from long time. It says, be not thou envious against evil men. Of course, you have to conclude when a man is evil by his word and by his action. And don't be envious of him. Don't want him own things. Neither desire to be with them. See there? A long This in a me long time, you know. It's not something as much as something me born with. Don't desire to be with evil men. For here's the reason. For their heart studieth destruction, and their lips talk of mischief and deceit. We all know this. Sometimes we forget. So this is what they do in contextual to the just man, to the righteous man. What them do is they plot against the righteous man. They put obstacles against the righteous man and the just so that they could stumble. But then the prophet or the wise man said, even though them stumble 7 times, and it don't mean 7 times in literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. It's symbolic in a their understanding. Says 7 is complete, but I understand it. It's okay. It's all right. May I leave that right there. It means that no matter how many times the just man, because he's already reached to the state of being just, being righteous. He already reached it and can't lose it. He's already that. That is his state according to contextually. He's already a just man. You are declaring that this man is just, so now he's in that state. So no more now him can lose it. Wait, if he's not in that state, I will posit. Say it's not that him lose it. Is say him make it become dormant. As long as it is in you, you can stir it up and it becomes alive again. So he's talking to the wise and the just man and the righteous man. As I said, don't be envious of evil men, nor desire to be with them. Don't desire for being at them house. Don't be desire for being at them presence. Don't desire to wear their gay clothing. Pun intended. For their heart studieth destruction, and their lips talk about mischief, which is lies. Believe that. We know that. So contextually, the righteous not just in reality. So. The just man or the righteous man falls because of the wicked, because him imbibe the wicked word, the wicked words. So what he got to do is him have to expel them words out of him mind, and him have to stand guard. Make me no want to tell the secret today. Him have to stand guard against the wicked words and their action. Even have to stand guard through his eyes. Him have to stand guard. So that means him can't let the wicked words or them actions enter into his soul or into his heart. And any of them are try to enter, him have to stand guard with the sword of the Spirit and with the strength of God and fight day and night against their wicked concept, so that they don't come and have a dwelling place in a resting place. Yo, that thing is mad easy. That thing, as the mother saying, at the lower part of the earth. Them thing is mad easy, yo. So anyway, according to the culture, a just man or a righteous man don't just fall so or buck him too and go out there so. It's the wicked them set up traps. Them set up obstacles, and them set up all kind of thing for we stumble. And though them set it up, God in a way, the hope of glory, in a means that we are going to glorify God in our body fully. It just means that it's a hope, because their obstacles are their craftiness is so immense and it's so much around us. It truly overtake the Spirit of the living God for work in us and in us, really, to work in and out in us, so that we can truly overcome the world and its destructive practices and its plague. So, stand fast in the freedom where God give you, not the freedom where man give you. Big up on yourself.